It's Trevor, it's Avery, it's Pat, it's Nick. It's the citywide special. The Flyers have selected Matvei Michkov with the 7th pick in the NHL draft. Could the Broad Street Bullies finally have the generational talent they've been seeking to push the team out of mediocrity and into contention? Kevin Hayes has been traded for a meager return to the St. Louis Blues. Who else could be on the move? The Phillies take 2 of 3 versus the pathetic New York Mets and win their series opener against the Cubs. But will Bryce Harper hit a home run ever again? The Sixers continue to inch closer to retaining James Harden, while Tobias Harris remains on the trade block. And what are the best hoagies to eat in South Philly? All that and more coming up right now. How's it going, fellas?
Pretty good. Can't complain. Another start to the week. Great to be back. The sun is shining. No more rain. So I feel pretty happy right now.
Yeah, you know what is coming back? That smoke, man.
Yeah,
Did you get that alert for that air quality today, yo? Yeah, I was just like, damn. And then watching the Phillies game last night, that smoke's out in the Midwest. So I'm like, oh shit, here we go again.
This is it, baby.
But
it's a new reality. It's a new normal.
Yo, it's just summertime in the city, man. It's always smoke, always some sort of fire, always some sort of commotion going on. But hey, life's good. After walking around South Philly for what, 10 miles, getting hoagies and then playing kickball the next day, I can say that my bunion seen better days, but that's why we got to get a sponsorship from a masseuse, and then I'll get all the massages for that bunion I want. And on that note, kickball, man, I think we're playing 4th of July, South Philly, Marconi Plaza. If you want to play some ball, come through. We'll have a good time. We'll probably barbecue or picnic or something. And yeah, I guess I'll kick it over to our special guest talking about the hoodie crawl. We got our cute designer friend here, Nick.
I'm glad that that joke is still running.
Of course.
I'm happy to be here. I'm going to give very mediocre takes on sports, but very good takes on hoagies.
All right, so we just saw minutes ago the Flyers with their first pick take a big swing. Take the very highly touted but somewhat risky Russian right winger, Matvei Michkov. I think that's how you say it. I don't know.
Sounds pretty Russian.
We got like good. 5 million years to figure out how to actually say his name before he comes over here and plays. But I love this. This is awesome. I think this was the best case scenario. I was, didn't really think that he'd be around for them to pick. But sure enough, he is. The Montreal goes off the board a little bit, takes the defenseman Reinbacher, and of course the flailing Coyotes were probably not going to take a player like that because I don't know if the dude wants to play in a college arena. So
yeah, he's not coming to America
here for us. That. And this is this makes me feel good just about the whole direction of the team. A lot of questions up in the air. Like, is this just going to be the same old Flyers? Are they actually changing? Is this all just marketing bullshit? But I think a pick like this kind of signifies that they are actually willing to take these big swings and really go for it. They're not taking it's not a safe pick, but this is a guy who, under normal circumstances, probably would have been the second to go after Bedard, and we get him at 7. I mean, this kind of feels like the same as the Eagles draft, getting a guy who probably could have gone first or second at 10 or whatever. It was a nice palate cleanser after the Sixers' boring ass draft where they didn't have any picks, and so yeah, I'm really excited about it. I think this is awesome.
I mean, I've said this before. I'm not the biggest hockey knowledgeable person. However, I guess it was exciting. I don't know. I did some looking at mock drafts just today while I was taking a shit. So I was like, all right, well, this guy could be on the board. Who knows? The guy Leonard. I also didn't know that there was like contracts that people signed that you had to wait for these guys. So I like that the guy's a good player, I'm assuming. I also think that means that they're committed to the rebuild. And obviously if like this guy has a 3-year mark, like, okay, so I feel like if you see this guy getting signed or drafted, whatever, they're not ready to do anything crazy, which we all know as fans. But I feel like as a franchise too, like they're committed to the rebuild, which is nice to see. It's not like they're looking to do patch jobs. So I like that. They didn't trade anybody big yet, like Hart. Yeah,
Your boy.
but but we'll see. I mean, it's cool. I like it. Another little Russian guy fits well with Philadelphia. I think his only 2 words that we knew that he said was Philadelphia and Stanley Cup. So he's going to fit right into the city.
The Flyers, who have never had any bad luck with Russian players before, they've all just worked out perfectly.
He'll come out for a few years, and he'll get traded, and then win a Stanley Cup
blown up in our
somewhere.
face. Nothing like that's ever happened.
So I think we'll see him in a couple years. Obviously, it was a little odd. He was like, "Yeah, I'll be here sooner than you think," and then Briere's like, "Well, we'll get him in 3 years." So he's got to work on his communications, but I'm into the fact that he speaks 0 English, so that's fine. But it'd be ideal if he somehow shows up and has a Philly accent within a year. That would just be hysterical.
He learns how to pronounce water.
Yeah.
And Hoagie.
Yeah. Gotta have some guy from South Philly being his language coach over Zoom for the next 3 years.
They're like, "Who's this guy that smells like marble and Miller Lite?" So like, don't worry about it, but you gotta learn from this guy for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, he does kind of seem like a Philly guy, right? Like, things I was reading, hearing about him was that he's kind of an ass, right? Like, he's not like a jovial, bouncy, like really bubbly kind of guy. And you kind of saw that when they drafted him. Just no expression on his face, just seemed happy, but wasn't really super expressive. And to me, man, like, I kind of like that. I want someone with a little attitude that's just kind of mad and just out to prove it. And as far as this thing with his timeline is concerned, would it be nice if he was going to come over in a year or 2? Yeah, but the Flyers don't have nothing to play for, and someone as good as him could really raise their ceiling where they don't draft this high, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, yeah, let him stay in Russia for a few years. We'll continue to be pretty mediocre to just bad. And who knows, maybe we get the next Matvei Michkov next year.
I also like the fact that you play for 3 years in Russia. That shit's gotta be no joke. I mean, I've seen Rocky 4.
In the
You know, so
KHLs.
I don't understand. But, like,
Yeah.
it's not like you're playing at Michigan for another year in college and, like, playing against some scrubs like
You know,
Ohio
some pretty
State.
boy little bitch,
You know,
yeah.
playing some fucking private league, whatever. Like, you're playing against grown-ass fucking Russian dudes in a tumultuous situation in Russia. They gotta all be pissed off about shit. Like, you know, I like that then. As long as they don't get hurt, that's my only fear is that, like, you know, you're there for 3 years.
Yeah, as
My
long as
man
he
could get fucked up or drafted or I
Yo.
don't know.
as long as he steers clear of the Wagner group.
Right.
I think
Yeah, you think he's playing hockey with those guys? Have you all seen that video, right? Of those Russian guys where they're doing pull-ups on a tree while a bear's like working out with them or
Yes.
something?
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
You think
See,
he's playing hockey against
That's how
them
all
guys?
that's how all their hockey players train.
He's probably a baller. Then if that's who he's playing against, he's probably hard as hell.
Playing against Grizzly Bears.
Yeah.
Straight up, that video is wild.
His
man.
2024 highlight reel is going to be digging a fucking ditch with a grizzly bear in the middle of Russia. Like, all right, cool. This is great. Love this. But, you know, I mean, it's cool. It was exciting having witnessed Trevor see the pick. That led me to believe that it was a good pick because I don't know.
I've been on that
hockey,
for
so,
2 months,
you know.
man. I've been saying I wanted him.
But you reacted like the Russian guy did when he got drafted. You were like, nice. Trevor was like, yeah.
that's
You know,
true.
he was excited. But we'll see. Time will tell. But good move. I'm into it, I guess. Guess I got to focus now on Flyers hockey, another sports team to invest my time in.
Yeah, and I think this, gives them a very clear timeline for the rebuild because, like,
Right.
by the time this guy comes over, you want to be ready to, like, put the foot in the gas and actually go for it. So, basically they got 3 years, collect some more picks, figure out their fucked up cap situation, get everything in order. And,
Get a new coach eventually.
Probably, yeah. I mean, it's funny that people were talking about like the potential character concerns with the guy. It's like, oh, is this guy going to get along with someone like Tortorella? I was like, Tortorella ain't going to be the coach in 4 years.
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't
be
think so.
damned.
I'd be surprised. He'll probably still be with the organization in some capacity, but I think they'll probably will have moved on to someone else. I can't like Tortorella coaching a shitty rebuilding team for 3 years. I just don't. I don't know if he's going to be able to to take it.
How about like Brett Brown? They're
Yeah,
there for a little bit. They get like somewhat good, and then they'll be like, all right, we're out of here. We're good.
Yeah,
Thank you. Appreciate
I mean,
your
it's
time.
weird because Tortorella is a coach that you would want if your team was really good, but it's just most coaches don't, especially these days. I mean, coaches do not stick around that long.
and one is like
Even if they
older
are
like
good.
him too, right?
Yeah,
Like he's not young. Like
could
if he was a younger coach, you
Yeah.
could see him being like, okay, I'll see this through. Like,
and I think it's kind of been clear the way that they've been talking about this rebuild and the organizational shifts and stuff that they see Tortorella as like a long-term piece of that. So I think he's got a role somewhere in the organization once he moves on from coaching. So it's not going to be like, we're firing you, fuck off, get out of here. It's at some point he's just probably going to, there'll be some kind of mutual.
Yeah, he's going to be tired of
yeah.
coaching a very bad team. Like, I think at one point in one of the earlier podcasts I said, I don't think he lasts through this coming season. I think he lasts through this coming season, maybe even next offseason. The year after that, if we're still pretty bad, I think his patience starts to wear thin at this point.
Yeah. So I guess the other little bit of Flyers news, they ship off Kevin Hayes for a 6th-round pick to the St. Louis Blues. A real case of trade blue balls with this one.
Damn.
It was over the weekend.
Pun intended?
I didn't even think about that. So
What?
Damn, I thought you came up with it.
No.
You got to play that one sly next time. Play that one coy. Be like, yeah.
I wasn't thinking. Fuck. Damn it.
Idiot.
Just punch myself in the head. But going into the weekend, we were hearing these rumblings about there was something big coming with the Flyers and the Blues. It sounded like it was going to be this big multiplayer blockbuster thing. And it turns out Torrey Krug was going to be part of that. He doesn't want to waive his no-trade clause. Who can blame him? Who the fuck wants to get traded to the Flyers right now? So the whole deal ends up scaling back to being just Kevin Hayes. And at this point, that's pretty much what you're going to get for Kevin Hayes. Disappointing return, but can't really be too mad at Briere because it was obvious that they wanted to get rid of him. It was pretty clear that his relationship with Torts had kind of reached a breaking point and that they just were not going to keep him. So
we got a $30 million 6th-round pick. Essentially.
No,
don't we eat the contract too?
Yeah, so it'll be like
three and a half.
$3.5 million for the next 3
NHL
years.
contracts are pretty low.
Well, I saw the 3 and just assumed was a normal contract.
Now, if we're talking NBA, yeah, $30 million's a number you might eat in a contract or NFL. But
of course, like the salary cap has barely gone up. It's like that's the one thing that's been annoying me about the NHL the past few years. Broke ass league.
I mean, yeah, damn.
Yeah, I think as far as the whole trade goes, originally it was supposed to be Sanheim and Hayes going to them for Krug and probably like a 1st or 2nd round pick, I would have to imagine, right?
Yeah, I think the rumor was it was, I guess whatever the Blues. I think the Blues only have 2 picks. They have like a later
so,
one.
Yeah. But
something like that.
Yeah, what happened is Krug wouldn't waive his no trade clause. We were talking about this a little pre-pod, but Krug and Hayes are apparently friends, and they were texting when the trade was going down, right? So I have a feeling, right, that Krug was like, hey, man, I don't want to go to this sorry team, and I'm not going to waive my no trade clause, and I think they're still going to trade you here, so let's just make sure that happens. I'm not waiving nothing, and we'll be teammates in a few days, and that's essentially what happened. But what it also shows you, right, is that Sanheim has a lot of value considering that crazy contract that he's on.
Yeah.
That they were really willing to, that St. Louis was willing to entertain that offer before Krug just decided not to waive his no trade clause. So I think the Flyers do eventually find a taker for Sanheim, but it wasn't meant to be, and we end up eating half of Kevin Hayes' contract for a 6th-round pick, which isn't great.
Yeah, I mean, as much as that, obviously a team in our position doesn't really want to take on that Sanheim contract, and he's also been kind of an up and down player. But a defenseman like that can skate as well as he can and can puck handle a little bit, that's still very valuable around the league, even if Flyers fans have been kind of disappointed with him. So yeah, I expect him to get a pretty decent return for him at some point.
Word. All right, I guess the other thing worth mentioning is, I said last pod, if Konechny got traded on draft night, I'd do 3 shots. Has not happened.
Yet to happen.
Well, we're how many picks on the 22nd pick?
Yeah, I guess we could still make a move. That is true. I didn't bring the Heaven Hill with me, though.
Well, I will say that is one of the things that I think that the NFL has locked down. Where, like, having watched the NBA draft and the NHL draft, like, it's a little boring. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's pretty,
Well, the NBA draft this year was really boring, but we'll get to that.
I just feel like it's just predictable. I don't know if we're gonna, but I feel like it's just kind of predictable, right? Like, you have like your top 5 picks, and then beyond that, people get excited for guys, but you're talking about 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds from bump-ass Virginia or fucking, Uzbekistan, Serbia, or wherever the fuck they're coming from. Like, this guy was great in Siberia, like, awesome. But, like, he can't play for 4 years, but he will be great. Like, what? It's just it's a different environment that I'm used to. And the fact that they got, like, their whole GM squad at these tables.
That is weird, yeah.
Very odd, wearing the same suit. I respect the Flyers, shout out. They all wore different suits. No one got the memo. So classic Philadelphia, where they're all just kind of hopefully hungover, whatever, figuring it out. But
yeah, they were in Nashville. They were probably partying last night.
They did say they were having a good time.
Yep. They had to thank the city of Nashville for their hospitality. They were getting it last night.
We were having the time of our lives. Yeah, but I don't know. It's fun to watch. We'll see how these things pan out. But I think the draft has to just do something, man. Get a little like. My idea was that, you get the pick, maybe you're like the 5th pick, number 6 is right behind you, hockey likes to fight. Let your GMs brawl it out a little bit. Get on a little patch of ice. The 6th pick gets to beat the shit out of the GM on the 5th pick. Whoever wins gets to keep the pick or whatever. But that would be, I would watch the draft night way more than I would right now.
Yeah, the Flyers are hiring Jody Shelley as their new GM for his fighting ability.
Fuck it, put Gritty up in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess no 3 shots for me.
Yeah.
But I did say on Saturday during the Hoagie Crawl, which we'll get to, that if we draft Michkov, I'll do 2 shots of 99 bananas. I don't have the 99 bananas with me, but next pod, 2 shots of 99 bananas going down.
Boom.
The classic victory drink.
Of course, man. Long time listeners, long time hangers out with us. They know about the 99 bananas.
You guys really do need to get sponsored by 99 Bananas. That has to be the first one.
That would be cool. Or the 99 Corporation,
I can't imagine they're sponsoring a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll have to pitch that to them. That'd be great.
Yeah,
we'll never have to buy another bottle of 99 bananas again for these.
Just trying to do like the natural sounding ad reads for 99 bananas. Just go like, what I really love. It's my favorite drink. I love it. It's called 99 Bananas. It's my favorite thing to drink on the weekends.
Yo, what I will tell you, obviously we're not sponsored by them, not advertising for them yet. It's great in a protein shake, man. You get done a workout. You want to get a buzz going while you're doing your post-workout stretches. Drop a couple shots of 99 Bananas in there, some protein powder, a little almond milk, some ice, a little peanut butter. That's a nice drink, man.
That shit does sound pretty good, not gonna lie.
See, man? 99 Bananas, if y'all listening.
I would drink that.
I'm your man.
Yeah. This is we're not giving out actual health advice on this podcast.
Yes, we are. This is a healthy option.
We are.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
It's a Friday workout routine.
Yeah, exactly. It's just to get you ready for the weekend. So is that about it for the Flyers? I don't think there's really much else to talk about. They got another pick coming up in a little bit. Looks like right now Nashville just made their pick at 15, so a few more to go here.
Do we want to talk about them failing to trade D'Angelo?
Oh yeah, didn't the league intervened or something?
Yeah.
Apparently the trade was illegal because Carolina, what happened? He's still on their cap from last year, right? Did they end up eating some salary?
Oh, maybe.
So they can't take his salary back because they're already still eating it. So the league outlawed that trade. So we're stuck with his racist ass.
Man, stupid rules.
Dumb.
But,
yeah, it sucks. I mean, maybe someone else will take him. I don't know. I mean, he certainly didn't help his value last year. He was not very good.
And he's an ass. Yeah, I think we're stuck with him.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll tear his ACL during practice.
It's probably not going to hurt the rebuild, at least, because...
Yeah, he might help it. He probably will. We'll lose a couple of games because of him, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's it for the Flyers. Do you want to touch on the Phillies?
Yeah.
The terrible New York Mets. This was pretty great because, honestly, the Mets should have swept them that series. I mean,
Seriously.
Both the Phillies' wins were just kind of gifted to them by misplays. The first game, the Mets missed like 2 pop-ups, which led to runs. And then in the series finale on Sunday, I guess there was that like fucking comedy of errors, 8th inning. They like walk a guy.
They hit what, two guys?
Didn't they hit Turner?
They walked.
They hit Turner and Schwarber.
Yeah.
They walked the batter. Then there would have been a fielder's choice, but the throw to second was off, so everyone was safe. The bases are loaded, and then they hit a guy, and they hit another guy. It's like
Damn.
2 runs. It was amazing. And apparently this was all just because like Buck Showalter didn't want to use like his better relievers or whatever, so he was just putting in these scrubs, and they just completely blew the game.
Well, fuck the Mets.
Yeah.
I think that the Phillies are
Today,
still,
oh wait,
11
did you see
games
today
behind.
the that dude? What's his name? Cohen? Something.
Oh, the owner.
Yeah,
He had that press conference yesterday, was it?
No, it was today.
Oh, I thought it was yesterday.
I didn't
Okay.
see the actual what was said in the press conference.
He
but,
said he's in a heavy sell mode.
but there was this
Oh, they're
hilarious.
selling?
He wants to get rid of
Oh,
people.
shit.
That's what they
Okay.
said.
Yeah, he's tired of losing that money, I guess. But there was this. The hilarious thing about it was instead of having him at like a podium or like a regular table, they used this table that had a Mets logo tabletop on it. It looked like some kind of novelty table that you buy at the Mets gift shop or something. And then the chair he was sitting in was a baseball glove chair.
Ew.
A 13-year-old.
Yeah, like he got out of his race car bed.
We were watching
to
Big.
go to the press conference.
Read his copy of If You Give a Mouse a Cookie on the way
He's
to the
got
press conference.
he's got Superman bed sheets and shit.
I did not see that. Damn.
He's wearing the Batman pajamas with the cape on it and shit.
Favorite movie is Big. He's like, man, I love this shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
When I'm
No
growing
one
up.
actually no one actually knows how he ended up with all this money.
No one
Yeah,
knows
that
how
was
most of
hilarious,
these billionaires end up with any of their money.
Yeah, probably through crime. But yeah, dude, that was fucking hilarious. That team is amazing. They have a payroll that's like the size of like the GDP of like a mid-sized country or whatever.
Yeah, not even
And they're-
third world.
And they
Yeah.
might end up being sellers at the deadline. Fantastic. Love seeing the Mets be bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think just top to bottom, everything is just awful. Like ownership, the GM, the manager, the team.
The logo, the stupid apple.
I mean, it's funny too.
Yeah,
remember-
the mascot,
Yeah,
Mr. Met,
Mr.
dude, one of the
Mascot.
dumbest
Everything,
looking
man.
mascots.
yeah.
That's it. What's your team name? The Mets. What's your mascot?
Mr. Met.
Come on, man. Wait,
Get
come
a
on
grip,
now.
dude.
I
Bullshit.
mean, we do have the Philly fanatic,
But he,
Yeah, but that
he's the
shit's
best. He's the best mascot,
and he's got a great story. He's from a tortoise from the Galapagos Islands that just became a mutant mascot. He's the man,
So they
dude.
say he's got a great story, like he's some rags to riches.
He is.
you're like,
He's
he
not
grew
even from this country.
Yeah,
He's all about the
He grew
American
up-
dream,
he grew up
man.
on the- he grew up on the streets of Galapagos. you
Yeah,
know?
he
An extinct being too. I mean,
he
damn near
migrated to
endangered.
America. And now he's got
a lemonade
got it
stand
made,
until he had
dude.
enough money for a makeshift raft to come
Yeah.
here to America to seek a new life.
Much better story than Mr. Met. What'd he do? He was a
But
baseball.
the other thing
biggest
that's
city in the
hilarious
country.
too is that I remember back before the season started, we were all making fun of the Mets fans for how upset they were about the World Baseball Classic and
Ooh,
losing.
yeah.
I'm blanking on his name.
Edwin Diaz.
Edwin Diaz. And we were all just saying, dude, you guys have this insane juggernaut team. You're freaking out because you lost this one guy. And I guess maybe it turned out that was the point.
Yeah. He was the whole team.
I guess they were right.
Yeah, they're really bad, man. Like, just watching that game and watching the whole series, just watching Buck Showalter. Like, my man's just like, he's too old to be managing baseball these days. Like,
Yeah, he looks like he
what
don't give a shit.
the hell was he doing on Sunday?
I don't know, man.
He's smoking bad dope, dude.
Dude, it's like that team pretty much just swapped places with the Marlins.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Marlins are
that's
good.
frustrating as shit. We're still
I don't
11 games
understand.
behind. What are
Yeah.
they, only 7
I mean,
games
don't they
behind?
still have a pretty bad run differential?
It's getting better.
Yeah.
They've won a lot of one-run
Seems
games.
like they're a little
pretty
more
lucky.
They're definitely. It's definitely been some luck, but they're a little more for real than I think I originally gave them credit for. But
Yeah,
I
they
still
got-
think that we're the better team, and we should pass them in the standings at some point. I think.
They got the one dude, he's hitting
400,
400
yeah, that's just wild.
almost in July.
You know who
Yeah.
else isn't doing too bad, though, for them? Segura's looking pretty good.
Oh, James
James
Cigarettes?
Cigarettes.
I'm not going to lie. They walked the guy ahead of him, and Gene got real pissed. The next pitch, bang, out the second, walk off single.
Oh, okay.
You know, I mean, but the Phillies are okay. I mean, it's been the talk of the town the whole time about, like, can they be consistent? They're winning games, but they're not they haven't yet done enough. And every time they play a decent team in their own division, they can't get that shit done. The Braves just fucking housed them. I mean, they couldn't do anything against that team. And, like, cool, you're beating the Cubs.
The Braves are frustratingly awesome.
Yeah.
It sucks to say, but they are probably the best team in
There's
baseball
only
right
14 or 15 players in the whole MLB that have played every game this season for their team. We have one with Schwarber. The Braves have 4.
Jesus.
The only other team that has more than one are the Dodgers, and that's whatever. But, like, to have 4 or 5 guys play every single game this year and still be where you are is pretty remarkable. I mean, they are frustratingly good at playing baseball. But the fact that you're behind the Marlins, it's just pathetic. Especially with our bankroll. We want to laugh about the Mets bankroll. We're paying a shit ton of money to have a good baseball team, and no one wants to play baseball. Turner's finally playing good. His mom, normal check-in calls. He's tearing it up in June. But then you got Harper playing like a fucking bum. I'm over. Like, you rushed back to get out of here with that injury. I get it, Tommy John, historical.
Damn, you're really
oh my
calling
god,
Bryce Harper out?
yeah, hit the fucking ball. I don't give a shit what base you want to play.
Dude,
Stop focusing about first base. Who gives a shit what
That
base?
man's got 2 good thumbs, no excuses.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm just saying, like, as a fan watching the game,
Yeah, you wanted Derek Hall to rush back with his torn thumb. Bryce Harper, you're mad at him for rushing back?
I'm mad at him for, I don't want to see, instead of BP, I'm watching this guy catch fucking ground balls to first base. I don't give a shit if he wants to play first base. Focus on the elbow, get that swing back. Let's hit some fucking dingers over here. We didn't pay your bitch ass to hit, what's he got, 3 home runs? Yeah. Does he have to change his jersey number to get more home runs? Like, what are we doing here? I don't want to hear this shit. Yeah,
he changes
come on
to
now.
4, he hits his 4th dinger.
That's all I'm saying. Like, we're losing games by like 1 or 2 runs. So he's a game changer here if he just gets his act together. Everybody else is picking it up. You rush back to get in here, start playing like it then.
Yeah, I think I won't call him out as aggressively as you did. Calling out the franchise it's a bold move. But yeah, they definitely need some power from him. Like the Phillies, just their numbers in terms of home runs and slugging percentage towards the bottom of the league, which when you have Schwarber, Castellanos, Real Muto, Harper, even Turner, like you expect to hit it for a little more pop and a little more power. Schwarber's carried his end of the deal. Castellanos is crushing it in terms of doubles, still hitting well over 300.
Swamp Man's killing the game right now.
But yeah, Harper, man, it would be really nice for him to drive the ball with some authority. Some of these balls are just on the ground or just these lazy fly balls, and I get it. Like he's not all the way back yet, and confidence probably isn't there, but he's got to wake up at some point if they're going to really go on a run.
Yeah.
But
Needs to start hitting them dingers.
Guess the other thing that I thought while we're talking about Phillies Mets is, are we going to London?
Dude,
in 2024? Phillies and Mets in London? We should do that, dude.
Oh, the podcast goes international.
Could go to that Philly bar in London.
Oh, Passyunk Avenue?
Yeah.
Yo, I heard their cheesesteaks are pretty good.
Well, we'll determine that.
Yo,
let's not speak too soon.
You could not go on a hoagie crawl in London. Yo, have any of y'all been to London?
No.
I heard the food is very bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen.
I could imagine.
I haven't had the food, but I've seen pictures. That's enough for me.
What do people eat out there?
Fish and chips.
They eat like,
I like fish and chips.
They eat like
every day though.
Toast with beans on.
Oh yeah.
That I like
beans,
eel pies.
Yeah,
I fuck with eel,
lizards,
and like sushi.
The breakfast I'm enticed about, but it's like the lunch and dinner that just seems very much the same boring shit.
You know, cats and dogs. You know, other things that people like as pets, they eat them all up over there.
Damn.
Yo, but what about? So you said
the royal
beans
family just eats
and toast. So like baked beans.
They got bacon. They got meat.
I mean, the classic English breakfast is pretty dope. If you want like a huge meaty breakfast, it's like like
bangers and mash.
It's like
sausage,
blood
bacon,
sausage,
bacon,
white and black pudding,
grilled tomato.
What's white and black pudding?
Like those little
fucking
situation. Yeah, they're like little like hockey pucks.
They got like
I've seen that before.
They got like sauteed mushrooms, little beans, little eggs.
Damn, that sounds like a huge
plate.
Yeah, breakfast. Listen, breakfast food.
They
got that out of the park.
Breakfast all day.
But lunch, but you can't eat that every day while you're like.
When I was in Ireland, I
around.
had like the Irish breakfast, which is the exact same thing, only they substitute whatever toast for just soda bread, like Irish soda
Yeah.
bread.
I
It's
like the
pretty much
soda
the only
bread. I had
difference.
that.
Missy
Yeah.
with the fucking raisins though. I hate raisins.
I don't know if I had
Can't do
raisins
it.
in But yeah.
I don't.
Well, actually,
This is what
in
it is.
England, like the Indian food is like huge.
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
They
it's
love
like-
curry.
Yeah, they have to rely on their like colonized the food that they from their
Like, yes, we
their
found this
crumbling
spice.
empire.
Yes, we found this spice while we were traveling around the world.
Let's go over there for the game and fight the king.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Who
Bitch
was
ass.
Take him down a notch. Charles.
Charles.
Right?
Yeah.
I knew
With
that.
his-
That
with his-
old prick.
With his big sausage fingers.
Yeah, I ain't scared of him. Yo, what we got to do, right? So we got to go there for the game. Chase Utley's over there.
Yeah, he's like the MLB brand ambassador or whatever for. No, he does have some job like that.
Yeah.
that's
Just-
hysterical. That cracks
yeah.
me up.
So we got to go over there, play catch with Chase Utley like
Yep.
Mac from It's Always Sunny.
Fight the king.
Have a good time. Recruit him. Go to the palace. Go up there with a battering ram, knock the door down, and get the king's
Yeah,
ass
like
out
the
there, man.
Bastille.
He ready to square up?
I'm down. Let me get a couple
Yeah.
Guinnesses. I mean, I'm good. I can do whatever you want.
Do you think you could? How would you think it would end up if you tried to fight one of those Buckingham Palace guards?
I think you got a
They
good.
don't carry guns, right?
They do, but I
they?
think that they
What?
stand very still, so you got one good shot to put
Yeah,
them
you
down.
got one. Yeah, you just wind up really good. Just get one.
Clock
power-
them. If they don't
one,
go down,
Just get one Falcon punch in.
Yeah.
A big Falcon punch.
Just hit him in the nuts.
that's what I'm thinking.
Or just drop a brick on their head?
Kick him in the dick,
That
punch him
hat's
in the
pretty
face.
tall. Yeah, you can't drop a brick on him. That hat's tall.
Yeah, kick him in the dick, punch him in the face. Then
Then
I don't
you
know
can
what the
just
plan
run
is
right
after
in.
that,
Yeah,
but
you just
like
run right in.
Yeah.
You can take the.
They're posh British people. They're soft.
they are soft.
Yeah,
The scary
you probably-
country ones are the ones you got to worry about.
Yeah.
The cleaner
They're all
the
up
accent,
north.
Yeah.
the more douche they are. If they got that thick kind of like Northeast Philly, if it was an England accent, then they're you're fucking with those guys. But like the guys that wear the fluffy hat for a job, but like don't really do anything but stand there, like we could definitely take a couple of those guys before they call them like the real dudes.
Yeah, I think I think we could do it. I think we could take a couple of those guards, have enough of us there, go in, take a couple pictures with us wearing the crown jewels, and teabag King Charles, and then watch the Phillies fuck up the Mets.
Yeah,
All in a day's work.
classic
man.
weekend.
But yeah,
I'm down.
Yeah, I think we should try to figure
Yeah.
that out. I got to get my passport yet, but that sounds like the move.
Well, we got plenty of time. We should look into it if we're serious about it. We can bring all the shit. People, we're important. We got the podcast. We're coming up on London over here.
Yo, we got to tell Passyunk Avenue they got to start serving citywide specials. They probably don't do that yet.
Maybe
You
they
want to be
might.
a true South Philly bar, you got to.
Smack a sticker in that
I
bar.
know a couple of people who were there recently. I could ask them. I forget. I don't know if they do that or not. They should. Makes sense. I don't know what else is going on with the Phils. That's about
that's
it. I mean,
about
That's
that's
about it. They got the Cubs.
Yeah.
Then they come home. They play the Nationals.
Should be
And
It's
easy.
I
Shaq weekend. We didn't get tickets today.
I forgot.
Probably could still get tickets.
Yeah, that is true. All right, yeah.
Shaq on
We might
Saturday.
have a Shaq concert to recap next
Yeah.
week. That's a good point. I forgot.
So I guess we can briefly little Sixers update. Not really a whole lot to go on here. They have no draft picks. They do sign a few undrafted guys. I don't really know much about them. I'm not going to pretend like I do. But apparently, at least one of the guys was sort of someone who people were saying would be good for them to target if they did buy into the draft, and we got him anyway. So I guess that's a positive. I don't know if I doubt that any of those guys are going to end up playing, but you have some dudes in the G League. Maybe someone blows up, and who knows.
Then they'll trade him, and he'll be good elsewhere.
There was the funny bit with them leaking their whiteboard, their big war room board that just had a list of teams on it.
Yeah, it was just in a normal year if they had
Big leak.
if in a normal year if they had draft picks and they had the draft picks written on that, I would be outraged. But I can't even be mad about it. I was half asleep, man. It's like I don't care about this draft. They don't have any picks. Woohoo! Like you saw that they want to bring James Harden back and that they want to bring Paul Reed back. I think that's the biggest takeaways from that whiteboard. Who cares?
And the Red Wings just drafted a guy named Axel Sandin Palika.
Is he from Moose Jaw?
Axel's a pretty good name.
Yeah,
I don't know.
the guy from Moose Jaw.
I want him at
Yeah,
22.
we might get Moose Jaw.
He's our
want that
Swedish
shit.
guy. Moose Jaw. Is Moose Jaw the team or the town?
I think it's the team. I think.
I know there's a juniors team called the Moose Heads.
No, this
No,
is Jaws.
this is
Definitely
Jaws.
a Jaws.
Jaws.
This is a more specific part of the head.
Yes, this is the Jaw.
They have a team for every part of the moose.
Yes.
The moose eyes.
Moose
the
cock.
moose teeth.
What?
The moose. Yeah.
Moose ass, dude.
Moose dicks.
You wouldn't want to be the moose ass.
Moose ass.
I played for the Moose Cocks. All right. Yes, we're drafted you.
That sounds like some college football team. Well, they have like the Gamecocks.
They have
right?
the Gamecocks, yeah.
They have the moose. They should have the moose.
Tell you what, though, you show up to the Gamecocks game and the Moose Cocks show up, you're like, shit, I don't know if we can take these guys on.
It's way bigger than us.
Yeah, I'm not getting off the bus, guys. I don't know if we can do this today.
Mooses are
Yeah.
fucking huge as shit. I've never seen one in person, but those things are fucking huge.
I mean, if it's anything like a horse cock, I can imagine it's
It
probably
would be
massive.
funny if
Yeah.
if mooses for as big as they are, if they just had tiny. Oh man.
That's hysterical.
Yeah. So the Sixers, I guess it's nothing's official yet, but it seems more and more getting close to James Harden re-signing. We've been over this a million times. I guess the only difference is it's now sort of being reported they expect it to be for more money than his player option, which I guess isn't that surprising.
Otherwise,
Hopefully
he would
it's-
just opt in. Yeah.
Right. I mean, hopefully it's for just like a couple years. It's obviously not going to be anything close to a max contract. That ship has sailed.
2 to 3, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I mean, you figure this. I mean, this is kind of their window here, the next 1 or 2 years. So if we end up with a couple bad contracts after that, it's like, well, we fucked it anyway. So who
Let's
cares?
buckle up. We've been here before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think NBA free agency starts. I think the deadline for him to opt in is tomorrow,
July.
which we know he's going to opt out. But the deadline for, I guess not the deadline, but when free agency starts is Friday at 6 p.m. So yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised if like we get that news Friday night or Saturday. James Harden has re-signed with the Sixers for 2 years, $50 million a year or something like that. Like, which is okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah, my concern is bringing him back for 4 years. And even if it's not a max for 4 years, he's going to be old as dirt. Mm-hmm. Even though, like, me and him are basically the same age. But,
You're not playing against, NBA professionals.
yeah, and I'm sure as hell not getting paid $60 million a year for what I do. That would be nice.
99 bananas in the old protein shake.
Yeah, that's what he needs to be doing, man. It'll turn back the clock. He'll be like he's 25 all over again. He'll be a baller.
Yeah, and then of course we have some fun Tobias Harris news. He was, of course, asked the other day about the trade speculation, to which he says, trade speculation, casual Sixers fans, they'll trade me for a crumble cookie. But at the end of the day, they have to realize you're not getting a 6'9" forward back who can damn near shoot 40% from three, guard other teams' best players, shoot, post up, drive, play 70-plus games a year. So, of course, the main question everyone had from this is, what the fuck is a crumble cookie? Which is, I guess, some sort of cookie shop franchise. I think that they're headquartered in, like, the West Coast. And Tobias Harris owns a couple franchises in the Philly area. So, my man's always hustling. He's probably in the hole quite a bit from his NFT investments. So he's got to pump up that crumble cookie.
Yeah, I had no idea what the hell a crumble cookie was. I thought he was saying a crumbly cookie.
A crumbly
It's like you're
just
damn
a
right.
generic
I would trade you for a crumbly cookie. But,
Also, out of touch Sixers fans would not know what the fuck. No one knows what the fuck company that means. Crumble cookie, crumble cake, crumb cake, maybe.
Yeah, coffee crumb cake.
Yeah, like
Ant-Man
that shit
shit.
fucking rocks. Love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I would trade
I
him for
would
that in
definitely
a
trade him
heartbeat.
for that,
yeah.
yeah.
If I had a lifetime supply of a crumb cake, fuck yeah, take Tobias
You
Harris.
get
I'm
out
into
of that
deal.
contract.
Right.
Get a nice
Yeah.
little dessert.
A crumble cookie doesn't even sound good. What a bad marketing thing. No one wants their cookie to crumble. That just
Yeah, I want
sounds
that to stay
bad.
intact.
only time
Yeah.
you want a cookie to crumble is if it's in like your ice cream or something.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know?
that's all right.
Yeah, and a little
But he
milkshake.
didn't
Even
say that he
Oreos
had
don't-
milkshake ice
Yeah.
cream.
No, bad marketing, bad, all around Bad
Here's
bad take on Sixers fans.
Here's also a funny little tidbit about Crumble Cookie from their Wikipedia page. In December 2022, the U.S. Department of Labor fined 11 Crumble Cookie franchises across the 6 U.S. states for violations of child labor laws impacting 46 workers who were minors. Violations included assigning underage employees to shifts that exceeded the permitted hours and to tasks involving potentially dangerous ovens and machinery.
What the hell?
How are they making their cookies?
The parent company issued a statement apologizing and affirming their commitment to a safe and welcoming work environment. Crumble was fined $57,854 in total for the violations, which seems like they got off pretty cheap.
Yeah, that's not that much.
I know. Yeah, I mean, I know this is America, but even that seems like they got off pretty clean.
That sounds like some Willy Wonka shit.
46 employees violations for
burnt teenagers.
Yeah, that's like 1.1 thousand per employee. That ain't nothing.
Yeah, man.
Someone
it's
got
like at
sucked
that point,
up
it's
into
just like we'll just keep doing it.
Someone turned into a blueberry.
Have a little fun.
They're probably still doing it.
Yeah, we gotta have an impromptu inspection. Pretend to be like L&I or something, and show up to wherever Toby's.
Hell yeah, we could definitely do that shit.
Yeah, we need to see the IDs of all these people. Anyway.
Just burn them down.
Yeah, we're the inspectors.
Crumble Cookie, bitch ass.
Crumble Cookie.
But then that got me thinking. Right. What kind of cookies would I absolutely, no doubt about it, trade Tobias for? Probably not an insomnia cookie. Insomnia cookie's alright. Y'all like an insomnia cookie?
Their snickerdoodle slap, I'm not gonna lie, but
okay,
those always rock.
They're decent. I'm not a big dessert guy.
I'm not a sweets dude.
For real?
I don't really do.
It's like I knew that about
cookies.
you.
What would I trade Tobias Harris for?
I like a salty
cookie wise.
We can do whatever, cookie wise or other snack. What will you trade him for? I know mine.
You know what's a good cookie though? Do you remember when Wendy's used to have those chocolate chip cookies?
No.
Wendy's used to have.
They did?
Wendy's used to have these big chocolate chip cookies, and they were like really soft, fucking like those were nice. But that was probably back in like salad bar days. Wendy's, that was like a long time ago.
Damn, you're taking it back.
But those are good ass cookies.
Yeah, I would trade him for, I think it was Acme. You used to go there. They used to always have the nice fresh cookie cakes.
Oh, the big ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
A big one. Yo, I would trade him for a lifetime supply of those, man. I'd be eating a cookie cake every day. I'd probably get diabetes, but hey, Tobias wouldn't be a Sixer anymore. I'd be eating good. And Sixers probably get a decent return for Tobias, so I'd be fat and happy. And Sixers would probably be a little better.
Yeah, whoever does trade for him, I feel like just as a joke, they should mail this to the Wells Fargo Center a box of Crumble cookies. That'd be a nice move. So I guess that's pretty much it for the Sixers, and I think we can move on to.
Looking up?
I'm looking up. What is the name? What's that good ass pound cake in Northeast Philly? I can't think of it right now.
I think you're the only one that would know.
No, I know, but I'm drawing a blank right now. But I would trade Tobias for that shit. It's a beautiful
you gotta
pound
get your
cake.
parents to tell you for next pod.
It's a nice. Usually comes in like either chocolate or vanilla icing. Sometimes you can get it in a vanilla cake or a marble cake.
Yeah. Send us
rocks.
Send us, folks at home. Send us an email at citywidepod@gmail.com and tell us which dessert you would trade Tobias Harris for. Yeah, do that. So I guess we can move on to some hoagie talk.
Yeah, the main event.
The main event. Nick, you want to break down what this is, what we're talking about here?
Yeah, sure. So the hoagie crawl is an idea we came up with to try all the best delis in the first round. Thank you very much. In the first round, all over the city. In the second round that we did last weekend, all over South Philly. There's lots of delis you want to try, but you can't eat a whole entire hoagie. You can't eat 17 full hoagies in a day. So our idea was we walk around with 6 to 8 people. We get a hoagie from each spot. We cut it up into 6 to 8 pieces, and we all try a slice, and we move on to the next spot with obviously plenty of drinking in between and bar stops and stops at our houses to piss and shit. And we get to try a lot of hoagies and determine which ones are the best.
So we want to run through the whole list here.
Do we want to run through all? I guess
I mean, if we
16
got time, we
spots,
can talk
19
about it.
hoagies. All right.
Just start from the top and.
All right. So we started our day here at the very spot that we're recording the pod, Trevor's house, at 8:30 Saturday morning. Never too early for a hoagie, you know what I'm saying? So first spot we went to was My Pal's on, what is that, Pat? It's right down the street from you.
16th and Wolf.
So yeah, from there we got just a straight up regular old Italian.
Yeah, start with a classic.
And I mean, I can read off what I have in my notes unless y'all remember anything that you liked about it.
No, go.
Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, we gave it a solid 7 out of 10. The seeded bread, always good. First thing in the morning, it was
Very
nice
nice.
and fresh. It was just really solid. Meats, cheeses, all done about as well as they could be. And would definitely do it again. I've ordered from there before. We've ordered there before
Many
watching
time.
football games at
Yeah.
your house. And yeah, My Pal's is very solid.
My pals or me pals?
I always thought it was.
I would
Meatballs,
say My
but
Pals.
I always thought it was My Pal's
My pals
too.
makes more sense.
I also feel like when I call,
I guess My
they
Pals.
say
But
My
me
Pals.
pals is how you would. Am I?
I think when you call,
Yeah.
they do say My Pals.
Do they?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. It's like a
Yeah.
friend, you know.
Like
this
my
thing
pals.
of
Like that's my pals.
My pals.
Yeah, my pals.
Yeah, all right.
This thing of ours. So we make sandwiches.
So should we move on?
Yeah.
So next we got Penis.
Penis deli.
P&S Deli. It's called Penis. We got a turkey from them. It was a turkey with roasted red peppers, provolone. I think it was oil. I forget what else was on there.
That's about it.
Turkey roasted red peppers, very good. The provolone was really sharp. That was probably
Yep.
my favorite thing about that one. They also did a seeded bun, but you could tell it wasn't as fresh as the one from My Pal's.
Yeah. I don't know if we got the day before.
Yeah, this is
bread.
the risk you take when you're ordering hoagies at 9 a.m. You might be getting last night's.
The delivery didn't come through yet, but still a very solid hoagie.
Yeah, I like that red pepper with the turkey was nice. That was interesting.
Yeah, like usually you see red pepper with a lot of like your straight up Italian meats, but nah, just a turkey was pretty refreshing.
I will shout out that they are also the ravioli company or whatever. There's a spot on 10th Street, so now I'm tempted to go in and buy some ravioli from them.
Yeah, the ravioli's probably bomb.
It's probably banging.
But yeah, this spot was, where is it? It was on Oregon, right?
Oregon.
It's actually around the corner from McCuster's spot. We shot it out with Marlon last week.
Yeah.
Like 18th in Oregon, so solid spot. Next. Oh my god.
The first
We
delight
have
of the day.
the ass deli.
Yep.
A&S. Or ASSS. We got a chicken cutlet from them, man. As Trevor said, this is the price you pay for getting a hoagie first thing in the morning. Sometimes you get last night's bread. In this case, we got last night's chicken.
Oh,
Yeah.
That chicken was dry as
dry.
a sandy
Very
beach,
dry.
dude. Ugh.
You took a bite and like the whole piece of chicken just like came out of the hoagie.
ugh.
Yeah, it was ass.
Yeah, that
I will
was-
say that when we showed up, a guy was standing on the stoop smoking a cigarette, and he seemed very confused why we were there and all wearing matching T-shirts. So, you know, they might have not been prepped yet. Who knows?
I don't think they were used to this sort
Definitely
of.
weren't ready for that.
They
Yeah.
weren't ready for this thunder. Probably
So-
will not be going back.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? They might be fine during normal hours, but you know, if you're gonna be open, better have that fresh.
Exactly.
Yeah, ooh. Yeah, so that one was a 3 out of 10. In my notes I have chicken was dry. Chicken came out of the hoagie. Only slightly better than Jersey Mike's.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we should say the ranking scale. So a 1 to 10. So a 5 is a Primo's hoagie.
Yeah, okay, right.
What did we say? A 3 is a Jersey Mike's?
Mike's, I think, is a third.
And a-
Wawa is
And
a
a
1.
1. Yeah, a Wawa hoagie. Specifically at a Wawa where you're not allowed to use the public restroom.
That
So
makes
I've got
sense.
the worst hoagies. Suburb hoagies at Wawa's are
Yeah,
better.
it's the different.
Inner
good.
city ones, they're not good.
It's true.
Yeah.
All right, so we will move on to spot number 4. But Pat, you're familiar with Lil Nick's.
Love Little Nick's.
You mess with Lil Nick's,
my
I know.
God. They're my favorite sandwich.
Yeah, Lil Nick's is banging.
Oof.
Little Nick's is great.
Yeah, when we did the hoagie crawl last year, we got the chicken cutlet for them.
Oh my God.
Ooh-ha.
The Supreme
So good.
with the balsamic.
Yep.
Oh, that's my favorite one.
That's eaten, buddy.
Yeah, great.
You're killing it.
But this year we did the roast pork Italiano.
Also banging.
It's delicious, 9 out of 10. Said that the pork was really juicy, it was really well cooked, and it was just a really solid roast pork. Like, I didn't do anything special or crazy, just really well made.
Yeah, I feel like Little Nick's is a place where pretty much anything you order, it's gonna be good.
That's that inside family job though. Like they're all making their own meats. They got the Mott's next door, olives, tomato, everything. I mean, damn.
Yeah, because they got Big
Fresh.
Nicks across the
they
street.
supply-
Or not even across the street.
They're right next
Right
door.
Have you ever been in
yeah.
Big Nick's?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same people. That's
Is
the
it like
brother.
heaven? Is it just like a great
Oh
little
my
grocery
God!
store?
There's always some kind of family drama going down. Like we were in the other day, Hannah's in there like slicing up some prosciutto or whatever, and the guy's cutting it. And he goes, "You cut it too fucking thin." And we're like, "Oh, come on now!" Or too thick it was. Too thick. He cut this shit. You couldn't even peel it. It was so thin. I don't know how he got it so paper thin. I'm like, well, we're just eating slabs of prosciutto right now, but it's chef's kiss. I love that place.
Nice.
Yeah, that place is banging. What do we see? We saw that they had like a crab gravy.
Every
Oh,
Thursday in the
yeah.
summertime, they got crab gravy fresh every
Oh,
Thursday.
Ooh,
It's in
okay.
the summer. So starting probably now because the last.
Yeah, they had the sign out there when we were there.
Oh, it's slamming.
Good to
Yep.
know. So yeah, that's on what? Basically 13th
Shunk.
and Moy Mensing.
More mincing and
I almost moved right around the corner
Yep.
from there, which would have been great. But yeah, it's right off Broad and Moy Mensing, between Broad and 13th. But we will move on to one of the hits of the crawl. I think
Yep.
we would all agree was I just have it as Mancuso's. I don't remember
It's like
Lucio.
Lucio J. Mancuso and Sons or something.
Ain't no one got time for that, man. But we got the caprese with prosciutto. 10 out of 10.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
This sandwich ruled.
They this was a place that used to just be a deli that did not make hoagies. The owner sadly died, and a neighborhood guy stepped up and took it over and was like, "Well, we already make our mozzarella in house. Why don't we just sell hoagies?" And I know Polizzi gets their mozzarella from there, and it did not disappoint. It was very good.
Yeah, definitely go there. Get something with mozzarella. Fucking good cheese.
Yep,
Yo, I'll also shout out the bread. That bread
was good.
Yeah.
was really fresh. When I first saw it, I was a little skeptical because I was thinking the sandwich would be on a big fat seeded bun. No need, man. That bread was just baked to perfection. The balsamic on it was a really nice compliment to the mozzarella and the prosciutto. Yeah, so we'll get to some of the other highlights, but that was certainly an early highlight for all of
Yeah,
us.
it's definitely one of the best for sure.
And that's essentially on what? Passion,
Passion,
Yeah.
Mifflin.
Mifflin.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so then after that, took a walk all over to Artisan, famous Vietnamese French
Vietnamese
bakery.
bakery.
Yep.
Great banh
Yep.
mi. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Amazing
got the
banh
banh
mi.
mi. We got the tofu banh mi.
She's a great. She just lost her husband too this year.
Yeah, the main guy.
Yeah, he used to make a slamming
away.
breakfast sandwich, bacon. You can get bacon, egg, and cheese on a croissant in the morning.
Yeah, those are great too.
So good, but she's super sweet. Just redid the whole kitchen too. Very good family.
I will say he passed on his baking skills to his whole family because that bread was the crispiest bread on the outside and then the softest bread on the inside I think I've probably ever experienced. That was delicious.
Yeah, and that bread, you could tell it was made
Yeah.
probably hours prior to our arrival. Like, it was super fresh. Mind you, at this point, it was probably like, what, 10
Yeah.
a.m.?
It was pretty early.
So
They're
that
making
bread,
good
it was
time.
early in the day. We were booking it. We were crushing the
I mean,
whole
that place
thing.
closes at like 2 or something. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, they're like
They're
make their
up-
shit.
yeah,
and
up
sell it
early.
out. Yeah.
But, yeah, we got the tofu banh mi. Came with this curry mustard sauce.
That was so good.
One of my favorite things we ate all day. I gave it a 9.5. The only reason why I didn't give it a 10 is because, as good as it was, I've had maybe 1 or 2 banh mi's a little better in my life. But
We're spoiled with good banh mi's in Philadelphia.
Yeah, no disrespect. Like, if we lived in Cleveland, we ain't getting a banh mi nearly as good as this. So, yeah, it would have been a 10 out of 10 if I was a Cleveland resident. Yeah, speaking of Cleveland, housing's pretty cheap out there.
No. Jesus Christ.
All right, we'll move
You're going
on.
to go there and start a Guardians podcast?
Start a Bob Me spot.
Oh,
please.
no, man. I'm going to always be here. You can't get a good hoagie out there or pizza. Miss me with that. So next we went over to Matt and Mike's, which was literally a block away. Got the buffalo chicken hoagie.
Meh.
It's 5 out of 10. It was
Yeah,
on the
that's
level of a
fine.
primo. Solid but unspectacular.
I've heard like a lot of good things about that place,
Yeah,
but I
same.
just don't know what their signature thing is. So
We didn't get it, yeah.
If you're a frequent patron of Matt and Mike's and want to tell us what we should have gotten, send us an email at cypod@gmail.com. We would definitely
Or
go back.
You can DM us, Twitter, Instagram, at CityWidePod.
Yeah, I think, it was solid though.
Yeah, it was fine.
It wasn't bad. I think we fucked up the order.
I think at Buffalo, you hide a lot of the elements of the sandwich with a lot of hot sauce and blue cheese.
Well,
and
that's the
whatever
thing. It
else.
wasn't a cutlet in
It was
buffalo
buffalo
sauce. It was
chicken
buffalo
lunch
chicken
meat.
like deli
Oh,
slices.
yeah.
And we
That's
all
what
thought
we
we were
were
getting the cutlet.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking.
Right.
That's why we got
I
it.
think we just kind of
Yeah.
fucked that one up.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That
Their
checks
Italian's
out.
probably good.
Yeah.
You know.
How
I
was
feel
the
like
roll?
this place it was good.
It was good.
That's the main.
Yeah.
That's the main start right there.
Yeah, like we said, it was solid, just was unspectacular. No disrespect.
Yo, but though after we ate Mancuso's, Artisans, and Mike and Matt's, because we ate them all at the same spot. That's when the lady ran into us.
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about this for a second.
Yeah. So we ran into a lady who saw our. To paint the picture, we're all wearing matching shirts that I beautifully designed.
Yeah, our cute designer
Yeah.
friend.
And they say hoagie crawl on it. We get people asking what the hell it is a couple times during the crawl, and she's intrigued. And so we tell her what's going on, and she starts giving us praises like we're 12-year-old boys.
Yeah.
She's saying she's proud of us.
It was like she was talking to you guys as if we were a bunch of 8-year-olds running a lemonade stand. It was like, this is so great.
And she wasn't even much older than us.
Yeah.
She's probably
No, she looked like
maybe
she was
5
maybe
years
like
older than
yeah,
us.
it looked like she was like maybe late 30s.
She's like, we love healthy male bonding. We're like, lady, we've been drinking since like 8:30, and we're eating hoagies all day. There's nothing healthy about what we're doing. But yeah, she was very nice. I will say, if she's a listener of the pod, you were very nice. But don't say you're proud of us for what we were doing.
Proud of you guys. Bitch, what? I mean, what?
Yeah, we are allowed to be proud of the hoagie crawl.
Yes.
But here's where things picked up a little bit, at least for the bulk of the next handful of spots. We went to next Vincenzo's on 9th,
Yes.
10th,
9th and Morris.
Yeah, 9th and Morris. We hit them up last year. They were solid.
Yeah, they're great.
And hit them up again. This year we got, a meatball with broccoli rabe.
Yeah, it was like an Italian meatball situation. It was delicious. The meatballs were a little spicy. And Vincenzo's, the guy who runs Vincenzo's, I don't know if his name's Vincenzo, but the guy who runs it remembered us from last year. And he was like, yep, good luck again. Like, with a little look of slight disappointment, but also slight, happiness that we were back there. That guy's cool. Shout out Vincenzo's.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 in my book. The meatballs were maybe a little salty, but like you said, Nick, really spicy. The sharp provolone on that thing with the broccoli rabe, delicious.
Yeah, broccoli rabe and a meatball is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the meatball sandwich doesn't get enough love these days, man. We had Antony's down there on 13th in
Yeah, theirs
Oregon.
were awesome.
Their meatballs were banging. After they closed, I haven't really had a great meatball sub since. So the Vincenzo sandwich was really refreshing. Just
I
for that
also
reason.
respect a meatball sandwich that's not just marinara and mozzarella.
Yeah, you don't need
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
You know, like a messy ass meatball. Like I respect doing a different spin on a meatball sandwich.
They're sloppy enough without the sauce. You don't need all that all the time.
Yeah. That's good every once in a while.
Yeah.
But I like a different take on things. You know?
Speaking of different spins, just a little off. It's on topic, but not on the hoagie crawl topic. Like 10, 12 years ago, I was playing a show in the Lehigh Valley area in Kutztown, right? And like we're like the band, we're in the hotel room, and we want cheesesteaks, right? We ordered cheesesteaks.
Oh no.
They deliver these cheesesteaks. It's a cheesesteak with fried onions and obviously beef and cheese with marinara. Like, what the hell? What are you thinking?
You didn't order pizza steaks?
No, we just ordered straight up. That's what we had
just
to
how it
look and be
comes?
like, did we order pizza steaks?
They probably just fucked up your order and gave you pizza steaks.
I think that's just how they do it out there in the boonies, man.
I think
Kutztown
that
ain't
people
even
that
that far.
don't understand how to like
Yeah,
make
that
a
sounds
sandwich in
insane.
general, that's just stupid.
And speaking as someone who was born in Pennsylvania, raised in Florida, everybody in the entire country does not understand how to make a fucking Philly cheesesteak. In the entire world, it always comes on the worst roll humanly possible with fucking bell peppers.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, like what are you fucking doing? Like
on
the
now.
shittiest American cheese. Like it just, I don't know why everybody thinks bell peppers immediately go on a cheesesteak. If you
think
want to
it's-
add that,
They just put-
I feel like
mean-
because if you're just like looking, if you're like not familiar with it and you're just looking this up and it's like, oh, it can't just be that simple.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
There must be
Yeah.
more to this. We gotta
There's got to be
put
something
all
green on this.
this- Yeah, it's like, it can't just be cheese and onions. Like that's crazy.
And meat.
yeah, yeah.
And
So
a
that's
good
why they always
roll.
put all this like bullshit on it and fuck it up.
It's like, buddy,
But
have you
anyway.
seen people in South Philly?
Right. They're happy. They're big, but they're happy.
All right, so next we hit up Gooey Louie's, which I have heard things about for years just because it's great Philly deli.
Been
We
around
got
for a
a
while.
corned beef special hoagie. Corned beef special is typically a Jewish type sandwich. When we ordered it, when our friend Dean, shout out Dean, dear friend of the pod, when he ordered it, they asked him if he wanted it on a hoagie roll or just on, I guess, sandwich roll, like Kaiser bun or whatever.
I think they said
Rye.
it normally comes on a regular
oh,
roll.
on rye.
Comes
yeah.
on rye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, can I get it on a hoagie roll? And they were like, okay.
Yeah, so we probably made our own mistake there because when we got it, it was just probably 3 pounds of corned
Yeah.
beef
Yeah, too
with
much.
like a pound of slaw.
Not usually want to complain about too much meat on something,
Right.
but that was too much. I was also like kind of dying at this point because we had eaten so much and so little
Corned beef
time.
special is usually heavy on the meat. The
I'm
little
usually like I'm
slaw,
usually
Swiss on like a
I'm sure
rye
Gooey
fried
Louie's is
toast.
great, but I'm just not a corned beef guy. That's not something I would typically order. So I
Man, you
just
should have said something when we were here.
oh
picking
no, I
out
don't
the-
care. For the sake of variety.
Well, I'll also say at this point we've been walking around in
Yeah, we were hot and sweaty. You had just
85
run
degree
home.
heat. Yeah, I just had run
This was
home.
not ideal hoagie eating
like
weather. That's for
99% humidity.
Mm-hmm.
We were sweating our asses off, and we're eating a giant corned beef sandwich under 95, right by
Yeah.
the Target, like fucking psychos. But it was good.
Yeah, it was solid. I would eat it again, just under more ideal circumstances
Yeah.
of eating something like that. 6.5 out of 10. Next comes one of the showstoppers, man. Not Indian cheesesteak, that's next. But before that, we had the Henry.
At Dolores.
Dolores,
Dolores.
the vegetarian one.
Dolores.
Yeah, I think if you're anywhere in South Philly, you know about Dolores. Banging hoagie spot on 2nd and Mifflin. I can walk there from my house in 5 minutes. We got the Henry. It's the veggie hoagie with fried zucchini. What else is on there?
It's eggplant,
Eggplant,
right?
yeah,
Eggplant.
eggplant, roasted red pepper,
Yeah.
onion.
Yeah. The eggplant gave this a really nice texture. A lot of times you don't have that in veggie hoagies
Yeah.
or veggie sandwiches, so yeah.
Everything's
Very, very
fried
nice.
really well, too. It's not like overtly fried where you just feel like you're eating, a fried hoagie, basically. Like all this stuff is done really well. Dolores is great. Every time we do the hoagie crawl, I tag them, and they message me on Instagram being like, thank you for shouting us out, and I was like, "Thank you for making delicious ass hoagies." So Dolores is great.
Their Pooh Bear is slamming too.
The Pooh Bear.
that's what we got.
That's the
Nice.
first
Man,
crawl we
it's
got.
just so good.
Yeah, that's amazing. The fried pickle on that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was probably top.
What a
3 from
genius
last year.
move.
Holy
that
shit!
is.
And it's like a whole spear too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, you don't expect
Yeah,
that.
the Pooh Bear too. It has that sweet like.
It's got like
Honey
a
mustard.
It's got honey ham, honey mustard.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, I said about Dolores as we were doing the crawl. Like some places they just fry everything because that's what they do. It's their gimmick. Dolores only fries something if they know like this is going to be the finishing touch.
They
to make
fry
this
with care.
a banging hoagie.
Yeah.
They fry things with purpose. I think that was the exact phrase I used.
Yeah.
They fry with a purpose.
Do we want to listen in real quick on the Flyers' 22nd pick coming up right now? Yeah, we can just keep going.
Yeah, I'm talking hoagies.
Yeah.
Plus, man, we can't stop the show now.
Yeah.
We
Did they
got
just trade it? Is that a trade?
No,
coming
that
in?
was from before.
we got next up one of the 10s,
Sleeper.
the sleeper of Philly. Actually, one of the
Yeah.
best cheesesteaks you'll get in Philly. Little Sicily 2, down there in the plaza
By
on
the gas station and the
Wawa.
Wawa.
Columbus Boulevard,
Oh,
Delaware
shit.
Avenue, next to the Wawa. We call it the Indian cheesesteak. Shout out Dave, may he rest in peace. But I think it's called the spicy cheesesteak.
Yeah.
And Little Sicily too, man. If you've never been there, one of y'all can describe it. I'm talking too much.
I don't get why it's named First off, I don't get why it's the second version of Little Sicily, and I don't
Yeah, I
know
don't
why
know
they
what the
don't
first one
just
is.
come up with their own branding because it's a like Indian run Italian spot, which is awesome. But I just don't really get why they're just calling it Little Sicily too. But they have a spicy cheesesteak that is, you can get chicken or beef, and then obviously the cheese. It's got cilantro on it, which is a nice touch, and then I think a spicy mayo, and then whatever they cook the meat in, like harissa seasonings or whatever, is banging and absolutely spicy. What's going on, Trevor?
I'm sorry. I hate to interrupt, but the Flyers just drafted a guy named Oliver Bonk. I'm like trying not to crack. He's a defenseman who plays in London, Ontario.
Bonk.
His name's
Bonk,
Oliver
baby.
Bonk, and he has like a mullet. This guy fucking rules.
Is that him right there?
Yeah, look at that
All right,
mullet.
baby.
Ollie
Oh.
Bonk, baby.
Hell yeah, Ollie
Bonk.
Bonk. All right.
Yeah, he's gonna be. He's gonna be
fuck,
hanging out at
dude.
Bonk's bar in Port Richmond, man.
Yeah.
They're gonna have his
Hopefully.
name
Dude,
on the side of
it's
the
gonna
bar.
be- Have a
Yeah.
mural of him on the side of the wall.
Damn, he does
All right,
have a
Ollie
mullet.
Bonk. I like that.
Oliver Bonk.
OB.
No idea who this guy is. If
I'm
he's
getting
good
that
or
jersey
not, but
tomorrow.
I
Fuck
love
that.
the pick. Love the pick.
But
Team Bonk.
Bonk,
yeah, we'll
bonk.
have to get Team Bonk an Indian cheesesteak, man. I'll probably be a fan.
It was
But
probably just Keith Jones being like, "Yo, this guy's got a funny name. I
Yeah.
let's draft this guy."
It would look great on the back of a jersey. All right, we got him.
All right, back to Hoagies.
word. So yeah, Little Sicily too. Nick, were you saying something or was I saying something? I forgot.
I was saying something, but it's all good. It's a great cheesesteak. Go fucking eat it.
Yeah,
You'll
so-
understand.
Yeah, it's awesome. There's I've had if you live in West Philly, been to Gojo and had their cheesesteak. It's similar to that, but this one's better. Similar, but this is the Little Sicily 2 version is better.
Yeah, what I'll also say about Little Sicily too is I went there the very next day and got the chicken Indian cheesesteak. Was also very good. And I got the masala fries.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, those are nice too.
Essentially just really spicy fries with like a little Indian flavor to them, but very good. Then I was scoping out the menu. I was texting about this in the group chat. The pizza, the Indian style pizza that they have, also looks banging. So we cannot shout out enough Little Sicily too. If you ever want to know, or if you ever want to get what is the best cheesesteak in Philly, it might be them.
Definitely the most interesting. And I don't know why their location is such a weird fucking place, but you would never expect it to be in the gas station.
They do business there. There's always people.
Yeah, it was popping when I went on Sunday.
They sell
again.
beer there too, so that doesn't help. That doesn't hurt.
Let's go get drunk in Little Sicily too.
Done it before.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
All right, we will move on to Rocco's, the famous Rocco's in the Home Depot, next to the Walmart on
If you
Delaware
know, you
Avenue.
know.
Yeah.
So from there, we got the Rocco special. I have in my notes that there was a hot Italian sausage and a cheesesteak.
Yes.
Yeah,
So they
cheesesteak
chop
with
up a hot
sausage.
Italian sausage and then mix it in with a cheesesteak. And then we did onions and cheese, which is very good. I think we fucked up, though, getting 2 cheesesteaks in a row again in like 80s, fucking 5-degree
we were
weather,
dying eating
humidity.
it on that pier.
There was the storm clouds were over Center City. It was thundering. We were like just pounding this cheesesteak, trying to get out of the sun. I will say I definitely co-sign Rocco's hot Italian just sausage sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
Is probably the best sausage sandwich in the city. Cheesesteak was good. What rating did we give it?
A 6.5. But what I also have in my notes was I was very candid. We were very candid about this as a group. It kind of suffered from being eaten right after the Indian cheesesteak.
Yeah.
Like if I had just had that sandwich just to start my day, probably 7.5, maybe even 8 out of 10. But comparing it to the Indian cheesesteak, which was hard not to do, I think it suffered a little bit.
Right. Yeah. And then we had a long walk back.
Then we
From
stopped
there.
at your house. Yeah, we were dying at
Yeah.
that point.
Get some air conditioning in on us.
And it's a good thing we did because it did rain while we were at your place.
Yeah.
Then the rain clouds disappeared. The sun came out. We went to Antonio's. Was that when we seen those other girls coming out of that place?
Oh,
on
yeah.
Passyunk?
We saw them come out of the Dutch on Passyunk. And they, first off...
They tried to tell us to go to Primo.
the first suggestion they gave us was Primo's.
It's like miss us.
What
with
the
that.
fuck are you talking about?
Nothing wrong with Primos.
Yeah, but come on,
Come on
a
now.
hoagie crawl. Like we've all had that. But then they did suggest some good things. I think they suggested Dolores, and I think they suggested Richie's.
Yeah, they
Richie's.
did. Yeah.
So they knew a little bit of what they were talking about. But again, some random strangers being weirdly proud of what we were doing when they should not be.
Don't look at me.
Yeah, that was funny. It was just like they come out and they're just like, "Oh shit, what are they doing?" And then they start asking us about hoagies and like acting like we're from out of town. It's like, no,
Yeah,
we know damn well where we're going. But
lady, I know more about hoagies than you.
I guess to like, in their defense, yeah, you might see people walking around and think like, yeah, these guys don't know what's up. I'm gonna try to tell them a thing or two. I wouldn't do that
I
personally.
mean, yeah,
but
if you just like saw a bunch of dudes in our shirts, you might think that they were tourists on some kind of thing that you sign up for or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Little do they know that we're suffering through the heat.
This is
yeah, we by this point we've had, I guess this was around 12 to 13 hoagies. Probably drank several beers. So no, we weren't drinking that fast. It was just too hot and we were too full. But whatever. Anyway, so the next stop was Antonio's on, where's that at? On
Federal and
11th?
between 10th and 11th.
Yeah, somewhere around there. We got their crispy tomato hoagie. That was really good, man.
Very good.
So I only gave it an 8. I'm kind of surprised, but it was solid. The bacon, the fried tomato
Very
with
good.
some turkey. It was just the perfect combination. Some nice crunch. The turkey was nice and juicy. Bread was really good. It's a solid sandwich.
Yeah, I think we fucked up last year and got a vegetarian from them, and then I accidentally ordered a roast pork thinking I was ordering from another deli, so I had to run back there and get another hoagie from them. And their menu is interesting. They've got some other stuff that I want to try. They have like an anchovy hoagie.
Yeah.
That
That
like,
sounds good.
Yeah, like that's interesting.
Yeah.
They have like some stuff that's like different, and also shout out their like interior looks like the most South Philly like deli. There's like meats
Yeah.
hanging everywhere. They're always very nice when you're in there. Antonio's is cool. I definitely need to explore their menu a little bit more.
All right, so wrapping up here, we got a few more places. So next was Richie's on 11th.
Yep.
So we got from them. We just got a straight pepperoni, but it wasn't cooked pepperoni. It was cured pepperoni. It wasn't like a hot pepperoni. So it was very much like an Italian,
Yeah.
just without some of the other meats, which by this point in the day, it's 4 o'clock, you've been sweating your ass off, you're 15 hoagies deep. You probably don't want an Italian with all those meats. So it was a nice change of pace. Wasn't really heavy, but the pepperoni, they had a decent amount on there, complemented the provolone really well. Surprised we only gave it a 6.5, but I mean, it was a couple steps above Primo without being spectacular, so I think that's fair.
Yeah, I am not a big as fan of Richie's as other people. I feel like, I don't know. They're a solid deli, but they're on Goldbelly, which is that like site you can like get hoagies shipped all across the country and shit.
Yeah.
And I think they were on some TV show. They got named like America's Best Deli or some bullshit. And I think they're like been resting on their laurels a little bit too much since then.
It's not a true Philly deli, man. You always got to stay hungry.
Yeah, exactly. Hungry dogs run fast.
Exactly.
Make
dude.
hoagies better.
Exactly. So wrapping up here, last couple places, we have the Pop-Up Cafe on 8th and Christian. So it's another banh mi spot.
Little hole in the wall.
Yeah, you would walk by this.
Yeah,
I've
tiny
walked by
place.
this place 1,000 times and never known it was there. But we got the fried fish banh mi. Fried fish was an interesting choice, but what I will say is when we got it, that fried fish was excellently cooked. I'm the seafood poppy, and I couldn't have made it any better.
Yeah, I think we made the right decision of eating that relatively quickly after ordering it, instead of kind of like waiting to get some other hoagies and like eating them all at once. Because the fresh fried fish was definitely nice on that banh mi.
You also have that the banh mi was a decent size, right? Sometimes
Right, yeah.
You can get some banh mi's that, they taste great, but they're just a little lacking in size. This one was pretty big. Everyone got a decent size by their bread and a decent size by their fish and nice jalapeno on there.
Yeah.
I think they had avocados on there too, right?
Right. Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah, that was a good spot. They had a decent amount of like different fillings for banh mi's that I don't see at all places. They also had like some pho and stuff like that. I wanna try that place out more often when I'm in the Italian market.
Word.
And then I think we had one last spot.
Yeah, we had paisanos. We tried to go to George's.
We tried to go to George's. They had
Yeah,
sold out.
Yeah, we wanted, what was it from them?
They have a veal.
Yeah, the veal cheesesteak.
It's like a veal cheesesteak.
That's
It's like a
gotta be
chopped
good.
veal cheesesteak,
It's
which
gotta be good.
don't support the farming of veal or whatever, but it's delicious.
I rock
Sometimes
with
you
it. I
just
fucking
gotta
love veal.
I'll eat it every once in a while. Fuck those cows.
Moo moo chew, baby. I fucking love
Okay,
it.
Pat over here he goes out and eats ortolan, foie gras.
Fuck them baby cows.
He eats them all.
But yeah, so we tried to go there, couldn't get what we wanted. So we quickly pivoted to paisanos, which we got 3 hoagies.
Yeah,
Yeah, shout out
the grand
Lewis.
the grand finale. you
Lewis
know?
being hungry and joining us late in the crawl pushed us over the edge to get 3 different hoagies.
Yeah, which we're very glad that we did because all 3 were great. So I only have the ingredients written down for 2 of them. For the third one, I just had the name and nothing else. So y'all have to fill in the details there. But the first one, the paisano, was along with Indian cheesesteak and the caprese from Mancuso, was the other one we gave a full 10 out of 10. It was a brisket and roasted red peppers. Just excellent. That brisket was delicious. What kind of cheese did they have on there?
I forget exactly, but I feel like anytime a hoagie is named after the actual name of the restaurant deli, it's it's gonna be banging.
Yeah, I think that probably one of the best hoagies I ever had in my life. The bread was terrific. My notes, a great sandwich. Next we have the Smiley John. This one was really interesting, man. It had gorgonzola and balsamic with a bacon jam. What was the meat on it?
I think it was a like a roast beef.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it did have that roast beef, which was like really well done. Yeah, that was banging, dude. The bread was awesome. I'm surprised I only gave that a 9 out of 10. I think it was because someone was like, yeah, I don't like this sandwich.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of like some of those flavor combos. I think I think Steve is a fan. I think you weren't necessarily a fan of those flavor combos.
No, I think it was
either.
the other way around.
The second one we had? I thought
I
you
forget.
really liked the third one we had.
The third one I did really like. I forget what that was.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just, no knock on them. It's a great hoagie. Just, I'm not ordering that
It's a
by myself.
specific sort of thing that's going to be a little polarizing.
Yes.
Word. Well, I thought it was good. Then the last one, the Pampanella, I have it as a 9 out of 10. I think I took 2 bites because I was so full after eating 19 hoagies and walking around in the sun, drinking beer all day.
I have the ingredients of that one.
Yeah, go
so
for it.
Sliced pork loin, basil pesto, roasted tomato, onion, sharp provolone, sweet roasted pepper, arugula, and paprika mayo, which is basically every single thing that I like in this world.
That one was very good.
That was
That
delicious.
was very good. It was a good way to end it. The grand finale right there.
Yeah, so I think we were all in agreement that Paisanos...
Oh, the Paisanos, I forgot, had a fried egg on it.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
shit, yeah,
They had
you're
like
right.
a drippy
How could I
fried
forget?
egg. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, that place rules. They just kind of reopened up recently too.
Yeah, they were in the Italian market for a little while. They moved out 9 years ago, maybe just shy of 10. And then I think they were open up around Fishtown, Northern Liberties area. And then the guy, he's moved around a bit, but he's back in the Italian market where he started, and feels right. Feels like he belongs there.
Yeah, and I mean, he makes a great sandwich there, and he'll be there for a while.
Hopefully, yeah.
Got to touch our favorite greased pole while we were there. That thing's still greasy.
You
3
touched
months,
it.
Three
I
months
touched
after
that
the
pole.
Italian
I did not
Market
touch it.
Festival.
Did you eye it up? You figured it
I
out?
still got grease on my hand, man. 2
You
months
haven't-
later.
You haven't watched that hand since. You just it was such a great day. You want to remember it forever.
You're having a hard time picking up these beers, just dropping around.
But yeah, I guess that'll do it for the Hoagie Crawl. Do we got anything else to say about it?
It's great.
No,
Everybody
I
should
mean-
do it with their friends.
Yeah, it's if you're here in Philly, it's nowhere better to eat a bunch of hoagies. Point blank. Let it be known.
Yeah, just got to make sure you start early like we did, because
Yeah,
some of
you
these
gotta
delis
start-
close too damn early.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're interested, hit me up because I map them all out so that we can get them all in time before they close. I'll send you the list
Yeah.
if you pay me. $100.
The secret list that we just went through in detail for the
That
past
is
half
recorded
hour.
for everyone.
Yeah, they'll have to you'll get more listens. They'll have to rewind and listen again.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, we got to start figuring out ways how to pimp the system.
Yeah. If you want a nice compact
double dip.
list. All right, well, I guess that's going to just about do it for us here. Leave us a 5-star review. Wherever you
Hold
listen
up.
to your what?
Does Nick have
Oh, yeah,
anything
Nick, you
to
got-
plug?
you
You
should
got to
have-
get better at that.
Whatever. Shut up.
Only for friends that are actually, friends with me. I am running an ultra marathon August 5th in Cooper River Park over in Jersey.
Okay.
It's 12 hours. Come, Monica will be hanging out. There will be beer. And you can watch me run like a fucking idiot around a loop
You
a
just run
million
the park
times.
4 times?
Yeah, so it's a 3.75 mile loop, and I have 12 hours to do it as many times as I humanly
okay.
possibly can.
That's right by Hannah's parents' house.
Yeah, we're going to tailgate
Wait,
at
there-
Aspen.
there-
How many
I'll bring-
hours?
I'll bring the
12
Eagles van
hours.
down.
12 hours?
Yeah.
You're just be running for 12 hours?
I'm going to try to run for 12
Well, when
hours.
should we get there? When should people that want to come
It
see
starts
you?
at 7 a.m.,
Christ.
goes till
Jesus.
7 p.m.
I'll bring the Eagles van. We'll tailgate that whole
Yeah,
thing.
tailgate it.
Like,
Hell yeah.
I have it direct for 12 hours before the parking
We're
lot.
talking weights. We're talking beers.
We're talking- well,
We're
first-
talking teas.
We're talking breakfast food first. We're talking Texas Tommies. Then we're talking dogs. Then we're talking cheesesteaks. Then we're
There you
talking
go.
more beers.
Oh,
Is
snap,
this shit?
yeah,
Hell
we're-
yeah.
eat all the food
Wild.
I can
I
eat.
feel like I would start hallucinating after
When is
like
this?
2
I
I
hours.
feel like people
August
do.
5th? It's a
August
Saturday?
5th. Yeah, it's Saturday.
Yo, we in there, yo.
Yeah.
Nick runs around the river.
Yo, and listeners, y'all got to be there too. And
Yeah, come out and support our boy.
I guess the last thing I mentioned at the start of the pod. Hey, kickball man, I would be remiss if I didn't mention it. Had a great time. Left me a little sore, not gonna lie. Getting too damn old to be playing a kids game, but if you're around 4th of July, Marconi Plaza, hit me up. We'll play. You'll probably be sore too, but hopefully you don't have a bunion and don't do a hoodie crawl the day before like me.
Yeah, come refreshed and prepared. Well, that will just about do it for us here after we got all that in. Leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcast. Please send us an email with any questions, comments, death threats, whatever you want at citywidepod@gmail.com. And from all of us here at the Citywide, good morning, good afternoon, good night.
Peace.
See ya.